Hello, my name's Rain, also known as Cassidy, and I'm here to talk to you about Affection Addiction. Affection Addiction is a song that was created by the artist Vocalocat and illustrated by Susie that came out April 5th, 2025. It currently sits at around 10.5 million views on YouTube and around 12 million streams on Spotify as of writing this, marking it as Cat's most popular song as well as the most popular song of its synth V, Poppy. I am also very normal about it and have definitely not had a hyperfixation on it for almost a year.
Hello.
The hell, how did you get here? This isn't your channel.
Sorry about that. I just came over here because I thought I heard the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life.
What lie? I am normal about affection addiction.
One sec.
What in the world?
Do you think normal people have a shrine for their interests?
Get out, Mira! This is my channel! If you've never listened to the song, what are you doing here? Go listen to it. If you have 15 minutes to spare to watch this, then you have 3.5 minutes to watch the music video. I'm giving you 5 seconds to leave. Go! Okay, have you listened to it? If you have, then good. And if you haven't, I can't really do anything about it. Just know I'm thoroughly disappointed in you. I could talk about the many various things I've noticed about both the song and the music video alike, but for the viewer's sake and the sake of keeping this under 15 minutes for a grade, I'll be keeping to 2 main points. 1, affection squiggle, and 2, without the high. We'll actually be talking about point 2 first, as it helps build a basis for point 1 for you to understand better. So, without further ado, let's begin! Affection Addiction has a lot of clever lyrics in my opinion, but there's one lyric that at first glance may not seem so interesting, but it actually holds the most weight of the entire song. Yes, I'm serious. Though the significance of this lyric isn't so obvious at first glance, it is the most important lyric and defines the entirety of the song and music video. To better understand what I mean by this, let's take a look at the first and last choruses in the music video. First things first, the first chorus. Simple, right? Now, the final chorus. Notice anything different between them? I mean, obviously the first difference is the change in key, which got higher. But if you look closely, you may notice that the last chorus has a higher saturation than the second chorus. Case in point, the song got higher, both visually and audibly. And you might just be thinking, Cass, that's just aesthetic, you're going insane. And to that I say, that's not off the table. But also, what does this key saturation change happen after?
I know that it's out of my control.
This scene is incredibly well rendered. So much so that it stands out from the rest of the music video. That might just be a style choice, but notice that the color saturation here is extremely low. So much so that this might be considered the realistic scene. Not to mention how the music cuts out from under her after she expresses these incredibly grounded thoughts. Up until this point, she's been riding a high that's been slowly crashing down on her, and this is her low point. So when the music cuts out, she tries changing the key to keep the song going. And consider the final lyrics of the song.
Thinking I was worthy of your love.
The I'm addicted slowly get higher and more glitchy, as if the entire computer is crashing. And then affection is left staring at the computer with less color than we've ever seen her with, and ends the song with little to no music saying, "I'm an idiot for thinking I was worthy of your love." If you don't get what I mean, the song ends on a low point. low note, low color count, low thought, low music. Combine that with the earlier points of the song nearly ending before the key change, the saturation between choruses, the sudden jump in intensity during the instrumental portion, and other low points being sung in low notes. The lyric suddenly holds a lot more weight. The music video and the song itself cannot survive without the high. There's a lot more I could say about that, but we're on a time crunch and I still haven't even started discussing the second point. And now here's where we delve a little bit more into the character herself. That is a strange title for a chapter, I know. It's because I don't know what else to call it other than her squiggle. Whatever it is you might be thinking it is, stop. Unless you're thinking about the thing on her head, then don't stop, because that's exactly what we're talking about. Now, this might read more like a theory, but it's a theory based on analysis, which is what most theories are, I guess. Point is, what in the world is that thing? And I have an answer for that. The squiggle appears on Affection's head for the majority of the music video, minus a handful of places that could be read as errors. However, paying attention to some of these errors, there are a few places it doesn't show up that feel significant. These are the main 4 scenes. Now, I found it strange that the squiggle didn't show up in these 4 places. Again, you might bring up a handful of other times where the squiggle didn't appear that isn't listed here, but that's not the point. The point is that these 4 scenes all have something in common. Can you guess what it is? If you said lyrics with negative connotation or something along the lines of that, congrats! You win, I don't know, bragging rights. The lyrics at these parts are strikingly more negative than some of the rest of the song. Or, not negative per se, but grounded, I suppose. And I don't think that's a coincidence either. The squiggle not showing up at these parts feels important. And it is, because the squiggle represents her delusion. More specifically, it represents her delusion, her ideal world, her hope, in which the person behind the screen actually loves her back. In which the person behind the screen could actually love her as more than just a situationship. When the squiggle doesn't appear, the lyrics are more grounded than anything, as if the squiggle was blocking her reasonable thinking. And given that the squiggle is, well, on her head, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. And as the song culminates to its ending state and the music video starts glitching out, we end with an Affection who has realized she's never going to be loved by this person. And the squiggle disappears. Okay, we've got some time. Rapid fire analyses? Rapid fire analyses. Let's go. Every time Affection is about to swear, she cuts herself off and the rhyme goes unsatisfied. This is probably just for bridge purposes, but these are the only rhymes in the song that go unsatisfied, similar to how her relationship can never be satisfied. Satisfied in this case can also refer to many things: rhyme scheme, happiness, her situationships, feelings, and things I cannot say because this is a school project, but you can figure that out for yourself. This one is more of a pet peeve for me than anything, but it can still technically count as an analysis, so it's going here. I love decor songs, but making Affection Addiction decor feels wrong, at least to me. The song is fast-paced for a reason. Her thinking is fast-paced. Her desperate attempts to keep her situationships love are fast-paced. The song is fast-paced because it feels like it needs to be fast-paced. Slowing down the song feels like taking away that part of the song. Then again, this one is probably just me overthinking it. And also, do not let me discourage you from making decor Affection Addiction things. Also, I'm a nightcore addict, so I'm probably biased. This one is courtesy of Jeffrey Chimkin, and also serves as the bonus to the squiggle point. Jeffrey Chimkin pointed out how the squiggle might also serve as the connection to the situationships computer, considering that's literally the lore behind the song, and would make sense for why it disappears in these points. It also explains a couple of other weird contingency points about the squiggle, screenshots of the conversation being shown on screen now. Yet it can also coexist with the delusion theory, so it's not mutually exclusive. Thank you, Jeffrey, for allowing me to put this in. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for clicking on and watching this analysis video. I hope you didn't think it was too bad, and I hope that if you still haven't listened to Affection Addiction, that you will now. I can't force you to do anything though, just know I hope you do. Okay, bye!